Hi, it's PegandDes on
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Before we get started, I just want to say that Peggy and I have decided to dedicate this show to Trayvon Martin. Okay. Let's get into it.
All right, so Kirk goes and talks to Mimi this week.
Yes.
In his big yellow shirt. He really likes to wear yellow, and I don't think it compliments him at all. But anyway, he goes to talk to Mimi, and Mimi gives it to him straight.
Yes.
Which I thought was interesting. I didn't know that Mimi's actually known Kirk longer than Rashida's known Kirk, they said.
Right, and Rashida and Kirk have known each other since they were teenagers.
Right.
So I guess that means that Mimi and Kirk either grew up around each other or have just known each other forever and a day. But I thought that what Mimi was saying to Kirk was exactly what he needed to hear. It wasn't a whole lot of yelling. I thought her approach was very even-keeled, and she just reasoned with him. And I felt like that was the first time he seemed like something was registering in his mind regarding his behavior to date.
Yes. That's what a guy like Kirk needs. He needs calm, rational conversation.
Right.
So he gets straightened out by Mimi, goes over to Rashida, hoping to have a calm, rational conversation.
Yes.
And then Rashida's mother's there. And she is not in the mood for any kind of calm and rational conversation.
She really isn't.
She's got riled up with her conversation with Rashida. And Rashida was breaking my heart this episode. She was like, I have been with this man for 13 years. And I have been a loyal wife. And I've done the things I need to do. And he's out here running around, doing him. I don't understand it. I don't want to break up my marriage. But what am I to do under these circumstances?
What I thought was interesting was that the show touched on something that women go through a lot when their men decide to cheat. And it is, well, what could I have done differently? Should I have been a little bit more in shape? Should I have put on a little bit more makeup? Should I have cleaned up a little bit more, cooked a little bit better? And so she was running through those things, and you just saw Rashida breaking down. And when she was having that conversation with Mimi on Mimi's couch, my heart genuinely hurt for her because of what she was going through with Kirk.
And she's like, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with this man's child. And if he doesn't come home, what am I going to do?
Right. Right. So when Rashida and her mother are at the house, Rashida, by the way, once again giving me full pregnancy glow. I was thinking to myself, woman, please release the products, the weave, the clothing line right now. I'm feeling sorry for you right now. I would toss a couple dollars in your direction, no matter what you decided to put out. I feel like she needs to capitalize on this time.
Go to Boss Chick. Isn't that the name of the site?
No, don't call me out on that. I've been there and the stuff is ugly. Please don't call me out. All right.
Please come in with some of those Boss Chick leggings. Anyway, Rashida's mom goes ape on Kirk.
Yes.
She's like, I'm gonna help you work things out. I want to help you. And she's like, Rashida, get out of the way. And she like slams into his bike multiple times. Kirk doesn't know what to do. He's just like, what are you doing? That's a $7,000 bike. He doesn't know what to do.
Well, here's the thing. I thought that the way Kirk rolled up on the house was very inappropriate.
Yes, what was that?
Why are you popping wheelies? I was like, is that a celebration wheelie coming to the front door to offer your apology?
Right.
You need to push that bike into my driveway, like walking beside it. You need to come to the door with humility and a sense of calm and a resoluteness to prepare for your massive apology.
Yes.
Why are you popping wheelies through my driveway, kicking up dust?
Last week, I said I wanted to see some flames on that lawn. I saw them this week.
Yes.
Because that bike was set on fire, and I literally burst out laughing.
Rashida's mother hooked it up for us this week.
Rashida's mother wins the award this week for Best Mother.
Yes.
You know who doesn't win a Best Mother award is Scrappy's mother. Because I believe I heard Scrappy tell his Wiznai counselor. Apparently that's what you told me, how he says Wiznai.
Right. Scrappy was in the confessional and said, I'm just having a hard time understanding how I'm going to stop smoking that Wiznai.
I never understand what Scrappy's talking about when he goes into his Scrappy speak. But he said that when his mother sees that he's really in need, she gets it for him.
Right.
I was shocked at that. Am I crazy to be shocked?
Yes, you are. First of all, his mother has been pushing drugs and hoes the majority of her life. So for her, she probably doesn't even consider marijuana to even be a drug worth concerning yourself over. So it's probably not even that big of a deal to her. Scrappy's father, however, is a minister, and I would really like to see Scrappy align himself a little bit more in that direction. Not to say that the man is a good man by virtue of being a minister. I just think that he could have a better influence over Scrappy, and Scrappy clearly needs a lot of influence. I mean, when he was sitting with the intake counselor, first of all, was I the only one that thought she was high? She was leaning to the left in that chair and was like, well, why do you smoke weed? It's like, are her eyelids closed?
I think she's one of those like reformed drug addicts that is now counseling current drug addicts. And
still giving me meth face.
Right, you still get that little druggy look.
Yes.
You know, even when you're totally sober, poor lady.
So, you know, the lady was asking him, why are you here? What do you want to get out of this? And Scrappy pretty much said, I smoke weed so that I don't have to deal with my real and miserable life.
Right.
And then what I thought was interesting was he said in the confessional, do I have a drug problem? You know, like Snoop Dogg. And I said, hold your tongue, young soldier. First of all, not to say that Snoop is in the right for smoking marijuana, but this man, and by the way, it's Snoop lying to you now. Snoop Lion has managed to create a career spanning nearly 20 some odd years, has been relevant from Doggy Style up until last week, and you could only hope that there is some Wiznai on the market that could help you get to where Snoop Lion is today. Hold your tongue.
Well, I didn't understand why Scrappy was confused about whether or not he had a drug problem. He's like, I want to go to counseling to find out, do I have a problem?
Right.
And I'm like, you just said that you cannot stop. You know, you're going to prison over this stuff now.
That's the litmus test.
And you cannot stop. That is absolutely the litmus test.
Prison is the litmus test.
If you can't stop for jail,
yes,
you have a problem.
Knowing you're going to be tested. Like you have it, you have a date, you have a time, you have an appointment, you have a designated urinal, and you are still puff passing.
Yes.
So you do have a problem, Scrap.
Well, he says he wants to clean up for his daughter, E-Money, which I still, that name, I can't. Every time they say it,
E-Money.
I keep imagining it's spelled E-M-O-N-E-Y.
E-Money.
E-Money.
So here's what I thought was interesting. Remember the actual psychologist he went to? The psychologist presented him with a very interesting dichotomy of what can happen in E-Money's life. He said she can either go to Spelman and major in something interesting.
Yes.
Or she can be the coming attraction at Magic City.
I
said, oh no.
What did Chris Rock say? As a father, your only job in life is to keep your daughter off the pole.
That's it.
And Scrappy, you are not doing a good job at that.
That's it.
You are taking on a road to Magic City. That's what that man tried to tell you.
I was wondering though, if there are any young ladies who are working at Magic City currently enrolled in Spelman. That's what I thought about.
Possible.
I mean, tuition costs dollars.
So let's talk about the beautiful and happy family life that Jocelyn, Stevie are building with Stevie's father.
Yes.
Now, I can't stand Jocelyn. I think she's a really ridiculous person. But I feel bad for the woman, and I'm going to tell you why. Once a guy starts bringing you into his domestic situation, you know, you're helping him care for his father, you guys are together, he's saying he loves you, I can see where she really believes that they are now on a road to marriage. Meanwhile, in his confessional, Stevie's like, nah. I mean, I like Jocelyn, but no.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I have heard numerous women say, well, he invited me to meet his mother. I spent time at his dying grandmother's bedside. I washed their kitchen floor on Thanksgiving Day. Therefore, why don't I have any jewelry right here?
Right.
Here's the thing, young girl. If a man wants to marry you, he will let you know he wants to marry you.
Right.
It's as simple as that. All of this intimation of, I was brought into the fold.
Right.
I get keys to the car. I know the security codes. It just means just that. That's all you have.
Yeah.
Until he says, I'd like to spend the rest of my life with you. You are the woman that I want to be with. You have just that. A few days with his old daddy.
Well, it seems like Jocelyn's going to be pulling a Chrissy Lampkin.
Oh my God.
And buying the ring herself and proposing herself.
Yes, I immediately thought about Chrissy when I saw Jocelyn prepare her proposal on their trip.
Something about Love and Hip Hop chicks are like, I'm not waiting for this dude. I'm going to do it myself.
Well, hopefully, though, it'll actually result in a wedding because to my understanding, our girl Chrissy is still not married to Jim Jones. So I don't know if these proposals are working out for these young ladies. But anyways, we need to have a chat about Tracy and Drew.
Yes.
Yes.
So Tracy, when they first started, Tracy, we've talked about in the past, found very boring. When they first started that sit down with Drew, Tracy, and Tracy's new man, I was ready to go to the bathroom break. However, what I loved was Drew started asking questions, pulled up an iPhone picture going, are you sure you have no secrets? You never been in prison. Nothing to hide. And he was like, nope. And he looks amused. He's like, I'm going to humor this fool. Sure. And then when he pulls out the evidence, and I'm like, dude, first of all, new dude, if you Google yourself, it's very simple to Google yourself, you're going to find the same evidence that Drew found. So you should have Googled yourself before this. So his face drained. Like, he's a black guy. You can't really see the blood drain from his face. But I felt like I saw the blood drain from his face.
I think that was in your mind. I think that was in your mind.
His face changed.
I had a different take on that whole situation, and here's why. So I got the sense from that guy that, first of all, Drew sat down and was smug and disrespectful from the beginning.
Yes.
It was very clear he did not come to that meeting to get to know this man, to actually spend any time in real conversation. It was like, I'm going to come here and one-up you. If you notice, the guy never said no, not one time.
Right.
When Drew asked him, have you ever been to jail? I'm good, homie. I'm A1, homie. I got this. I'm fine. I'm chilling. He never said no. And so it was clear that he had shut down. He didn't want to share any information with Drew. And Tracy, in that moment, I felt like participated in backing that dude into a corner. Because no man wants to sit at a table with someone that you used to give all kinds of vagina to in all different kinds of directions and listen to that man disrespect him and then just take it. That's not how that works.
He kept calling Drew her baby daddy, and she corrected him and said, my son's father.
Whatever. A baby, a son, who cares?
She absolutely abandoned dude in that situation.
I felt like she just let him just get back into a corner. I understood what he was saying when he got outside. He's like, why would I share what's going on in my life with that guy? That's not between you and I. So whether he was intending to be dishonest or not, I felt like that was the wrong form for her to take him in, and I understood where he was coming from.
I will say this. I definitely agree with you there, but what I liked about what Tracy did, rightly or wrongly, she's like, I asked you if I could trust you, and you didn't prove to be trustworthy, and therefore, let's break up. I like that she broke it off right away. I don't necessarily agree that he was dishonest with her. That was a very hard situation to be in. But I like that she didn't let it drag on and on and on. That she took the first sign of dishonesty to end something.
I think Tracy's a fool. And the reason why I think she's a fool is because to ask someone, can I trust you, is a ridiculous question. How many people are going to say, no, you can't trust me. I'm not someone who you should put your faith and hope in. However, you should give me all kinds of sex, time, and dating opportunity. No one's going to say that. So that is a self-fulfilling question. And trust is something that you build with someone that's built off of a series of experiences. Not a stupid question of, well, can I trust you? I just think she's very immature. I felt like that situation was wrong for dude. Whether they need to be together or not, I just felt like he got played out there. And that was unfortunate to me because he seemed like he was into her.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Tracy, I didn't feel so harshly, so I'm a little bit more on your side.
Let's talk about Carly Red. Wait a minute, hold on. Which grave did she dig Beanie Man up from? Where's Beanie Man been?
Look, she's old, he's old. What do you want? I would say for an old lady, the way they keep calling her old, she looks pretty good.
Hold on, I would like to look like Carly Red this afternoon at 4:30.
I want those patent leather booty shorts she had on. I was like, ooh, go girl, go.
I think Carly Red looks amazing.
Yes.
I think that her show, now keep in mind, on these reality shows, these girls love to have a showcase. And we have seen all kinds of garbage showcases. But she had background dancers, hair was done, makeup, costumes, a decent crowd was there. It wasn't a room of 5 people who were on the show. Beanie Man was on stage. He looked like he bathed. I thought that was a very good showcase.
Well, K. Michelle loves to throw shade at all these other chicks on the show that can sing. She doesn't say anything.
Yes.
She lets her face do all the talking. Yes, exactly. She did it to Ariane last week during Ariane's audition.
Yes.
She did it to Carly Red this week. She'll probably do it to Jocelyn next week.
Yes.
I mean, I was like, you know what, K. Michelle, you are shady. You are mean girl. You know, I know that you're a singer and you consider it to be your craft, but give these chicks a break. They're trying to earn a living.
Right.
You know?
I would just say that a lot of what K. Michelle said this episode kind of passed me by because I was very distracted by the invisible part that was supposed to be in her weave that was not working out. It was something wrong with it. And every time I looked at her head, I was immediately drawn into the red and the Red Sea.
Yeah, she had a whole lot of red this week. She was getting hit on by Ariane, though.
Right. Ariane asked K. Michelle for some Memorial Day vagina, which I thought was very interesting.
So I'm not really sure why I have to learn so much about Ariane. Last week I learned about her aspirations in life. This week I'm learning about her sexual orientation. I really don't care.
She's like the Black Sinead O'Connor. I sing and I like vagina.
I don't care.
We don't care about Ariane?
I don't care about Ariane. No. No. Keep it to yourself, Ariane. Do you. Like Kirk. Do you.
Do you. Do you. All right. So next week, Jocelyn proposes. I'm excited to see what's going to happen because I can already see in the preview Stevie's eyes are cutting down and over. So we'll see what happens there. But make sure to tune in next week to see us talk about that.
So please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter at PegandDes.
Yes, and check out our other videos on our YouTube channel.
Bye.
Bye.